The silent auction of your deepest regrets. Episode 8. The Install. Leon Hayes liked empty rooms because empty rooms were honest. They had a sound, a smell, a weight. They did not try to be something else. He had worked in schools for years and learned this. A quiet classroom before dawn tells the truth better than most people do at noon. The morning after the auditorium lights stuttered and the little girl hummed a tune that made the air bend, Leon found something on his cart that wasn't his. A paddle. Dark wood, smooth, his name burned into it, Leon Hayes. Under it, a folded paper install, Hayes Residence, 12 a.m. Subject, personal revision. Bring cart, follow steps. Payment, correction. He stood very still. He felt watched, though the hallway was empty. He closed the paper. He did not touch the paddle. At noon, a man in a blue windbreaker met him by the dumpsters. The man carried a gray case. He looked like human resources. He sounded like a friend. He was neither. "Mr. Hayes," the man said. "I'm Mr. Darrow. We noticed your calm." Leon did not ask who we were. Men who say "we" with that voice never have names you can use. Mr. Darrow lifted the case onto the cart and opened it. Inside, small, clean tools arranged in foam. A brass door plate, a date stamper, clear labels, a tiny hammer, picture hooks, a glass jar of wax labeled Linen plus Rain, a slim black booklet, Install, Steps 1 to 7. "We restore continuity," Mr. Darrow said. "People lose things. We put things back where they belong." Leon looked at the wax. He looked at the booklet. He looked at the man's eyes and saw a shape behind them, like a room with no windows. What if the thing never belonged? Leon asked. Mr. Darrow's smile did not change. "Then we make it belong." He handed Leon a second paper, an address he knew, the house where the aunt from yesterday lived, the house where the children who sang and shook the air had stood. "Not my home," Leon said. "Warm up," Mr. Darrow said. Noon. Leon pushed his cart because that is what you do when you don't yet know how to fight. The aunt's house had a wreath too new and a porch with nails too old. Inside, walls showed pale squares where other frames had been. A box on the couch held new photos pretending to be old. Smiles trying on years like coats, 2 sizes too big. "Step 1, Mr. Darrow said. "Replace the door plate." Leon unscrewed Brooks and screwed in Carter with Aunt Rachel in faint script below. The screws found old holes, as if the house had been waiting. "Step 2, Mr. Darrow said. "Burn the scent." Leon lit the wax. The air changed, not just smell. Permission. "Step 3, hang the frames." Leon hammered tiny nails. The faces fit too fast. "Step 4, set the date." Leon rolled the stamper to the day the aunt took over, pressed "admitted" inside a kitchen drawer. The room sighed, as if a tired man sat down in a chair that had always been his. A small boy watched from the stairs, gripping a toy bus. Not one of the kids from the auditorium. Another child, another family. The auction did not have only one house. "Step 5, Mr. Darrow said. "Seat the story." "Tap the favorite object." Leon held out his hand. The boy clutched the bus tighter. His lips moved around a silent word. "Please." Leon lowered his hand. "No." "Grinding costs?" Mr. Darrow said, smile thin. I'll pay with noise, Leon said. He stamped admitted not on the toy but on the house rules paper above the desk. Be kind. Eat what you take. Ask before you throw away. The paper creaked. The house did not like that. In the hall mirror, two faces flickered. The aunt sharpening, another woman thinning. The thinner mouth said, thank you, without sound. The sharper mouth said, finish. Leon shook his head. He left the stamp mark where rules live. He rubbed the wax smell off the shelf with a rag. He wedged a match in the door strike so it would not latch easy. He turned the dimmer, a quarter turn, so the lights would flicker when someone tried to make them too bright. Quiet sabotage. Not enough to stop the lie, just enough to make it grind. Noted, Mr. Darrow said. Non-compliant installer. Leon pushed his cart back to the school. On the lower rack, under the mop head, a paper waited. Install. Hayes Residence. 12 a.m. Subject. Personal revision. He lived alone, no family, no visitors. His regret had a name he never said out loud. Jalen. A son he had once promised to pick up from practice and arrived late for. A night of rain. A driver who did not stop. The memory sat in his chest like a glass shard he had learned to live around. Payment. Correction. The order had said. They wanted to fix him by removing the part that ached. They wanted to make him easy to use. At 4 p.m, a different man found Leon in the hall. Tired eyes. Coat too thin. A small stamp in his pocket like a weight he could not drop. I'm Darius, the man said. I keep records. He did not add of your pain, but it was there in his voice. Leon nodded once. He had seen the man at the back of the auditorium yesterday, saying nothing and understanding everything. They're going to install me, Leon said. I know, Darius said. They sent me your paperwork to file when it's done. Will you file it? Leon asked. Darius set his jaw. No. He unfolded a pencil map of the city. There were X marks where normal streets ended and rooms began. He pointed to a square a few blocks from the school. Archive C, he said, where I work. There's a ledger there that mirrors the others, not the master, but close. If a thing is admitted there, every other room has to count it before it can sell around it. Like slowing a store by making them count quarters, Leon said. Darius nodded. Exactly like that. We can't burn it? Leon asked. Darius shook his head. Fire counts as silence. They sell better in silence. You need noise. You need people. You need admitted everywhere so their books get stuck counting instead of cutting. Leon looked down the hall. The afternoon bell rang. A hallway filled with kids in shoes and voices. Noise, people, eyes. He had keys to doors and breakers and PA systems. Okay, Leon said. We'll make them count. At 11:40 p.m., Leon wheeled his cart out of the school and across the street to his small building. He did not turn on lights. He set the gray case on the kitchen table and opened it. The tools waited, quiet and correct, like a tray in an operating room. Leon Hayes, Mr. Darrow said from the doorway. He did not knock. His shoes did not squeak. Ready? No, Leon said. Come in anyway. Mr. Darrow stepped close and inhaled. You living clean, he said. Good. Installs like clean. Leave the door open, Leon said. Mr. Darrow smiled. If you like. He set a single photograph on the table. It was not printed yet. The paper was blank. But Leon saw Jalen's face in it. The smile, the hoodie, the easy shoulder, the way he looked at the camera and said, "I know you're not good at this, Dad, but it's okay without saying it." "Step 1, Mr. Darrow said. Place the scent." Leon unscrewed the jar and set the wick. The room filled with soft linen and light rain. It smelled like the night he missed the pickup and the promise he made after. The smell made that promise feel kept. "Step 2, Mr. Darrow said. Hang the frame." Leon held the empty frame above the couch. His hands shook. He could see the blank paper with Jalen's face on it. He could see his own hands doing the easy work of lying. He lowered the frame. "What's step 7? He asked. Mr. Darrow paused. The booklet did not list the last step. It never did. "Step 7 is when the story holds by itself," he said. "You'll know it by the quiet." Leon nodded. He placed the frame on the couch instead. He walked to the breaker panel in the hall and flipped the main, and then flipped it back. The room breathed like a thing that did not like to be startled. "What are you doing?" Mr. Darrow asked, still polite. "Making my own steps," Leon said. He took the admitted stamper from his pocket and began to press it on things that did not belong to the auction at all. The inside of his front door, the underside of his kitchen table, the back of the old photo of his parents, the cover of his union handbook, the first page of a notebook where he had once written a list of all the times he should have spoken and did not. Admitted, admitted, admitted. The apartment pushed back. The air got heavy. Mr. Darrow's smile did not change, but his eyes did. "You think you can jam the count?" he said softly. "We can count fast." "You can," Leon said. "But you count clean." "I'm going to make it dirty." He left the door open and rolled his cart back into the night. Mr. Darrow followed without hurry. "Where are we going, Mr. Hayes?" he asked. "To school," Leon said. "I'm clocking in." At 12:10 a.m., the school was empty. Empty like a throat before a shout. Leon unlocked the front door and propped it with a folded mat. He turned on the auditorium lights. He went to the PA closet and held down all call. His voice went to every room. "If you can hear this, come to the auditorium." No one should have heard. No one should have come. They came. Not all. Enough. Night staff, 2 teachers grading, a security guard, a neighbor who walked by with a dog and followed the sound. The custodian from the next school over who heard the speakers through the open windows and figured someone needed help. A woman from the block who still wore her apron and held her keys like a weapon. People who would not be missed at midnight because the auction always counts on that. Leon stood on stage with his cart, the gray case, the stamp. He did not give a speech. He did not know how. "This will sound strange," he said. "There's a market that buys the parts of our lives that hurt. It sells stories that sit clean even if they aren't true. If you want to keep what makes you you, stamp this mark on something you don't want to lose. If a lot of us do it at once, the market has to stop cutting and start counting." He held up the admitted stamp. The room did not laugh. It did not clap. It did what rooms do when the right kind of truth enters. It leaned forward. He placed the stamp on the lip of the stage. He pressed. The wood took the mark. "1," he said. He walked down the aisle, pressing the stamp on the exit bar, on the handrail, on the no food or drink sign. He passed the stamp to the security guard. The man pressed it on his badge. He passed it to the teacher. She pressed it on her grade book. She passed it to the neighbor. The neighbor pressed it on her key ring. Admitted. 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 Darius slipped in through the side door, breathless, holding a folder with papers that had bled ink where it rained once. He walked straight to the stage and set the folder on the cart. "Archive C is listening," he said. "Keep going." The lights flickered. The sound system popped. Somewhere downtown, a ledger paused. The count began to back up. Mr. Darrow stood in the aisle, still smiling. "This is charming," he said. "But you're teaching them to make receipts, not refunds." Leon lifted the gray case and opened it wide. He took each item and admitted it. The wax, the hooks, the little hammer, the blank booklet. He pressed the stamp on install. Steps 1 to 7. The booklet trembled. Ink crawled over the first page, trying to rewrite itself, trying to move the mark into the margin. It could not. The stamp was real. The count stuck. "Leon," Mr. Darrow said, voice low now. "Be careful." "Step 7 is quiet," Leon said. "I'm not giving you quiet." He handed Darius the stamp. "Go," he said. "Archive C, every page." Darius ran. Leon pressed all call again. "Bring whatever the market would sell from you," he said. "Bring it now." People returned with things that do not look important until someone tries to take them. A child's drawing from a fridge, a church program, a bus pass, a folded letter, a recipe card, a key to a locker nobody used anymore, a chipped mug from a person who died, a ribbon, a cast, a crutch, a page from a book with the corner turned down. They stamped them. The auditorium air thickened like summer. The ceiling tiles buzzed. The exit sign glowed too bright and then even. In apartments, in offices, in rooms where candles had burned, things that should have slipped into place did not. Scent jars sputtered, door plates loosened, frames hung crooked by their own will. Mr. Darrow's phone buzzed. He checked it, and for the first time, he looked almost human, annoyed. "Freeze," he said softly to no one Leon could see. The gym doors slammed. The lobby lights died. The main doors swung shut on their own. Leon walked to the breaker closet. He opened it and flipped every switch with the speed of a man who had memorized the panel years ago. Lights came up. Doors let go. Noise came back. He turned on the auditorium mics, set them to pick up the room, and tapped the head with a knuckle so the PA sent the hum of a human heart through its own bones. The hum changed. Leon did not sing. He could not sing. He made the sound the little girl had made as best he could remember it, and the room followed, not in tune, not on key, but with the right shape. The auction hates wrong-shaped noise. The air shook. At the back, the auditorium doors opened, and a man in a wire mask stepped inside. Marcus. Leon met his eye and shook his head. "Not you," he said. "Not tonight." Marcus looked at the room. He looked at the stamp. He looked at the booklet with admitted across the cover like a bruise. He tilted his head, measuring the count and the cost. He held up a hand like a conductor, asking a section to be quiet for one beat. The room did not quiet. "Step 7, Leon shouted over the hum. "You said we'd know it by the quiet. We'll make our step 7 the opposite." He wheeled his cart down the aisle past Marcus to the lobby. He stamped the school's visitors must sign in clipboard and left it there. He stamped the AED cabinet. He stamped the fire alarm's pull. He pressed it. Sirens sang. Strobes flashed. The building shouted. The auction could not sell inside a building that had become all signal. On the sidewalk, people who did not know the story saw the lights and came. They held phones. They spoke. They helped. A crowd formed. Witnesses. The worst kind of currency for a secret market. In the middle of that, Leon looked at Mr. Darrow. The smile was gone now. He was only a man with a job he could not finish. "You can install me," Leon said, breathing hard. "You can try. You can take the shard out of my chest and give me a smooth heart. But if you do, I won't help you fix your grind next time. No one will. No one will clean your rooms. No one will keep your lights on. You are a market that depends on people like me. People you call invisible." Mr. Darrow watched him. There was something like respect and something like hate in it. "You are good at what you do," he said quietly. "I am," Leon said, "and I'm done doing it for you." The side door banged open. Darius stumbled in, stamp in hand, ink on his fingers, eyes wild and clear. "Pages marked," he panted. "Archive C is stuck. It's counting everything. It can't move forward." Marcus's head turned slightly, the way a man checks a clock only he can see. He looked at Leon one more time. "You can't shut a market," Marcus said. "People will build another." Leon nodded. "Maybe. But not tonight. Not here." Mr. Darrow closed the gray case. The latches rested without clicking. He set it on the floor. "This site is closed," he said. Marcus turned and left. No anger, no hurry. He stepped into the crowd, and the crowd made room without knowing why. The woman in gray did not appear. The paddles did not rise. The scent of linen and rain faded like a polite guest who knows they have stayed too long. One by one, the alarms were silenced. The strobes went dark. The auditorium lights steadied. People drifted home with "admitted" stamped on small things that mattered. The neighbor with the dog pressed the stamp on the dog's collar and laughed, crying. The teacher stamped the inside of her wedding ring. The security guard stamped his key to the back gate. Leon stood on the stage and breathed. He waited for the sound in his chest to settle. He thought of Jalen. He did not pretend the memory hurt less. He did not ask anyone to buy it. He let it be heavy and real and his. Darius came to stand beside him. "You may have made me unemployed," Darius said. Leon smiled for the first time that night. "Good. We can both sleep." Darius held up the stamp. "Keep it," he said. "You'll need it sometimes." Leon took it. It felt right in his hand. It felt like a tool, not a weapon. Outside, the first blue of morning colored the edge of the sky. The school smelled like floor wax and smoke and something warmer, like the inside of a hand that has been holding another hand for a long time. Leon walked home as the sun came up. His door was still open. The frame lay on the couch, empty. The jar of linen plus rain had burned itself out. He did not replace it. He opened a window and let real air in. He set the install, steps 1 to 7 booklet on the table. He stamped it again for no reason except that he could. Admitted. His phone buzzed on the counter. A message from a dot with no number. Transactions suspended. Sites in audit. Hosts offline. Another line appeared. Softer. There will be other markets. There will always be offers. Leon typed back. There will always be people. No answer came. He brewed coffee. He sat in the chair by the window and watched the street. A bus sighed. A kid on a bike rode too fast. A woman laughed into her phone. An old man carried 2 bags and walked slow, like he was careful with what they held. Leon pressed the stamp into the wood of his table one more time. He did not need to. He just liked the sound it made. He liked the way the letters sank into the grain. Admitted. The world did not go quiet. It stayed noisy and alive and a little off. He liked that too. It meant the story belonged to the people in it, not to the room that wanted to trim it neat. He closed his eyes. He saw Jalen's face. He did not push it away. He said his son's name out loud because names are not currency. Names are bridges. Jalen, he said, you are mine. The apartment answered with a small sound that was not magical and not proof. It was the sound a room makes when it takes your voice and keeps it safe the way rooms do for people who clean them and lock them and know their weight. On the table, the gray case sat open and empty. He left it that way. On the stage at the school, the stamp mark on the wood dried dark and true. Kids would run their hands over it for years and not know why they liked the feel. Teachers would point to it in meetings about nothing and find their voices steadier. The neighbor with the dog would bring cookies on a day that needed cookies, and no one would ask why today. In a basement with no windows, a ledger turned to a section called Returns and found it could not turn past it. The count had to finish. It would take a long time. Markets hate long time. The auction did not die with smoke and fire. It did not scream. It did what bad systems do when they cannot sell. It stopped for a while and called it maintenance. That was enough. For now. Leon washed his cup. He set it to dry. He wrote a note on a yellow pad and stuck it to his door with blue tape. Because some truths can be ordinary. If anyone leaves a box here for me, please take it back. We're closed. He smiled. He turned off the kitchen light. Outside, the sun finally lifted. The day admitted itself and stayed.
Thank you for listening to The Storyteller's Moon. If this story touched you, scared you, or kept you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps the stories alive, and I can't wait to share the next one with you under the moonlight. Until then, may your nights be safe and your dreams unforgettable.